What is Evoke? 702.74. Enter the battlefield abilities on creatures are great, but what if you don't want to pay all that mana for the creature and just want the effect? Well, then there's Evoke. So, what is Evoke? Evoke is an alternative cost that appears on creatures, specifically creatures with either enters the battlefield effects or death effects. Now, you can always cast those creatures normally and they'll do their thing like they normally would. You can instead pay the Evoke cost. If you do, you cast the creature, it enters the battlefield, and then Evoke triggers and you sacrifice it. So you don't get the creature, but you do get the effect, which is why most Evoke costs are less than the normal casting costs. A few things. You have to follow normal casting timing when you evoke a creature. The total mana value of the creature doesn't change when you use Evoke. Taxing effects that normally apply to the card will still apply to the Evoke cost, so keep that in mind. If you are able to cast a spell without paying its mana cost, that only applies to casting it normally. You would still have to pay the Evoke cost if you wanted to sacrifice the creature in that manner for some reason. For Evoke creatures with enter the battlefield effects rather than death triggers, both the enter the battlefield and the Evoke trigger go on the stack at the same time, so you get to choose what order they resolve, which can occasionally make a difference. Also, if you blink a creature that has been evoked before it gets sacrificed, you won't trigger the Evoke sacrifice trigger again when it re-enters. This is a mechanic that lets you essentially choose if you want a sorcery for less cost, or a creature with an effect for a greater cost, with some added room for tricksiness thrown in. And that's what Evoke is.